Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. So first up, I need to do some prep before the prep. So we have some veggies I need to get chopped up that I'll be using for this meal prep. Also just prepping some veggies to have with some dip and hummus this week. So I need to cook up some pasta. So I'm just going to cook up this Bonza cavatappi, I'm not sure, but I'm weighing out 3 servings of this pasta. So it's 2 ounces dry as a serving. Going to cook that up, and then I like to weigh it after it's already cooked as well. That way I can divide it into 3 servings and just make sure that it comes out about the same, because water and stuff, it can come out a little bit more, but typically 2 ounces of dry pasta equals 4 ounces of fresh pasta, and mine came out just about that. It's a little bit off, but it came out to just about that amount. So I did weigh it out each time I used it in my meals. And then I also want to show you a little trick with croutons. So you can see here, that's a serving of croutons for my particular croutons. If you smash them up, it feels like you get more. And it kind of goes more on your salad or on your pasta, whatever you're using it for. I'm going to put it in these little cups, and then I'll just put them over my pasta for a nice little crunch. So there's a little tip to make your croutons go further. Also, I'm going to make some sauce. So I'm using some of this Classico Alfredo. I'm weighing out a serving, and then I'm going to take this lemon. Now this will not only thin it out a little bit, but it's also going to add like kind of a freshness to this. And I'm also going to add in some onion salt. I did not show that in here, but I did end up adding some onion salt. But this is going to make sure it kind of goes across all of my pasta. But I'm going to get this all ready to go because we're going to throw these meals together fast. So here is my sauce that I will add to one of my pasta dishes this week. And then another sauce I'm going to make. So I needed to have some tomato pesto, but I forgot to buy it. So we're going to use this pesto that was already in my cabinet, and then this pizza sauce. And I'm just going to combine the two. So I did 1 tablespoon of the basil pesto, and then I'm going to do about a 1/4 cup of the pizza sauce, which I count as 0 points. And then I'm going to again add some lemon. Again, it's going to add a little bit of freshness to it, plus kind of thin it out a little bit, so I have kind of more bang for my buck when it comes to my sauce. And lemon's a great thing for that. But again, it like kind of dresses up a jarred pasta. And then here's my own homemade tomato basil pesto sauce. And we're going to also make some buffalo dressing. So we have some plain non-fat Greek yogurt, some ranch seasoning, and some buffalo sauce. So I'm just going to do just about 2 tablespoons of plain non-fat Greek yogurt. Just going to kind of add a dash of the buffalo sauce. It really is up to you how much. And then I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of this ranch seasoning mix. And then we're just going to stir that up. And that'll be my 3rd pasta dish that I will be making in this video. And we're doing like 3 different individual pasta dishes. And then that way, you know, if you're like me and you don't want to eat the same thing every single day, these are just great, great pasta dishes to throw together. And we have our 3rd sauce or dressing for our lunches. And then I'm just going to use the rest of that ranch and the rest of this plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I have a full plain non-fat Greek yogurt in my refrigerator I can use for sour cream and whatnot, but I just thought, well, the ranch seasoning's already open, this is already open, so we're just going to go ahead and just mix it right into the container. And I like just storing this in the container that the yogurt comes in. One, you know when it's good and tell because it has the expiration date on there, and it's just easy. You're not making a dirty dish. It's, you know, it's already, you can just toss it away. I need to cook up some grilled onions for one of our dishes. So I'm going to take a shortcut by having the already chopped onions. You guys know that that's kind of my little shortcut. I don't like chopping onions. I do it occasionally, but I do like to buy these frozen ones just to have in my cabinet for situations like this. So just sprayed some olive oil cooking spray in my pan. I'm going to turn my pan up to about 6.5. Added the onions, and I'm just going to kind of leave them alone. And they're just going to cook until they are nice and translucent and just have like kind of a charred grilled texture on them. And we're going to use this for one of our dishes. And then the last thing I need to prep is going to be some fruits and vegetables. So here is how everything turned out. So we have our fruit for one of the desserts we're going to make. And then all my veggies for my dip. Had to cut up some mozzarella balls for a couple of the chicken pasta dishes. The first one we're gonna make is called a buffalo chicken pasta. Here's all the ingredients you're going to need, and I will have all of these recipes linked down below. They actually, all three of the chicken pasta dishes actually came from the same Instagram channel, so I will link all of those recipes down below. So we just need some Parmesan cheese, some chicken, some pasta, celery, the buffalo sauce, the croutons, some shredded carrots, some spinach, green onion. That is everything. I'm using the blackened chicken from Tyson. So we have our serving of pasta that I weighed out. And you can use whatever kind of pasta you want. And then these are the Tyson blackened chicken strips. And we have some celery. And I just did a serving, just 3 ounces of the chicken strips. I'm using green onion. Her recipe calls for red onion, but I already had green onion on hand chopped up. So I thought, why not? We're just going to do that much easier. And then we have some shredded carrot. Now, this dish can be eaten hot or cold, however you want to do it. I am going to also add some Parmesan cheese, just a teaspoon of this, I don't know what you call it, the shaker can Parmesan cheese. Just to add a little bit of flavor. So I'm just doing 1 teaspoon of that. And then we're going to do a big handful of spinach, which at the last minute I realized, and you'll see here next, I decided that because I don't really like warmed up spinach, and just in case I want to warm this dish up rather than eat it cold, I decided to put the spinach on the side. So we're just going to put the spinach in the bag right there. Now, I always encourage you, plug your own calories and protein into your trackers, because I do sometimes forget an ingredient. And I get comments where people say they got a different amount, so always plug it in. But these are what mine came up with. The next chicken pasta we're going to make is a bruschetta chicken pasta. And I actually messed up on this one, but I think it's a good mess up. So here, see here, all the ingredients on here. Now the mess up is this one was not supposed to have sun-dried tomatoes. But I was looking at my recipe wrong and I accidentally added them in there. But I think it's going to be a good mess up. So we have, again, our 4 ounces of cooked pasta. We have some tomatoes and some basil. And then we have our chicken here. This is just 3 ounces of grilled chicken. Or 4 ounces. I think it's 4 ounces. And then we have our mozzarella balls. So these are just those great value mozzarella balls. I just cut into thirds. And then we have a serving of sun-dried tomatoes. And these are the kind with no oil, so they are 0 points. And then we're going to just add on some of the salt, pepper, garlic, the blend on here. I did not add any salt and pepper to the buffalo one because I feel like the buffalo sauce is so strong and we don't need any. But go ahead and add some on if you like. And then we're going to add on some Italian herbs to this. And then we also are going to add on some of the Parmesan cheese. So again, just a teaspoon of this Parmesan cheese will go on top. And then, of course, when I serve it, it's going to be served with the dressing. So that the basil pesto dressing, and then the croutons on top, and then the spinach on top as well. And we'll just mix it all together. Again, this could be eaten hot or cold. Now, this one I messed up on because this is the one that was supposed to have the sun-dried tomatoes, which I will be adding. I did not notice it until I was editing that I forgot the sun-dried tomatoes. But here's all the ingredients for the Marry Me chicken. So again, we have chicken, we have pasta, we have the grilled onions, the mozzarella balls, we have that Alfredo dressing, and the only thing that is missing is the sun-dried tomatoes. So highly recommend adding those in there, especially since, you know, you buy those and it's like if you can use them for 2 different recipes, that would be great. So we have our grilled chicken breast, and then we have our grilled onions, which these smelled so good when they were cooking. We have our mozzarella balls. I just did a serving of the mozzarella balls. And then we're going to put in some seasoning. So again, I'm going to use some of the salt, pepper, garlic. But again, I'm just going to repeat myself just in case. But add the sun-dried tomatoes to this as well. Just a serving of sun-dried tomatoes. And we are going to add in a teaspoon of the Parmesan cheese again. And of course, we'll have spinach and whatnot. Oh, and then we have our Alfredo dressing and our croutons. So when I serve this, we will have the spinach, the Alfredo sauce, which I did add some of the onion salt on top, and our croutons. And these are our 3 lunches for the week. And of course, we have to have a dessert. So this is a strawberry fluff, again from that same Instagram channel. I just got sucked into her channel, and oh my goodness, she has so many good recipes on there. So we have some 0 sugar Cool Whip. We have 2 things of Oikos strawberry yogurt. We have a container of Jell-O cheesecake, and then we have some sliced strawberries. So it's super easy, y'all. You just take the entire container of zero sugar Cool Whip. Now, you could probably make this the same exact way with just plain non-fat Greek yogurt if you want, or you could do like a mixture of Cool Whip and Greek yogurt if you want to make it less points, but it's very low calorie. It is a little bit higher point because of the Cool Whip, but it is very, very low calorie. I did split this into 8 servings in my recipe tracker, and then we're going to add the entire package of the sugar-free Jell-O cheesecake pudding mix. I know some people don't like sugar-free stuff. Just use the full sugar stuff, whatever you want to use in this. This recipe is so versatile. You could use different fruits, different flavored yogurt. I mean, there's so much you could do with this recipe. I feel like it's a really super good base recipe. And I do feel like 8 servings is actually probably what I would get out of this, because I did take a little taste after this was done. It is very sweet. Very, very sweet. So I feel like what I may do, because I have a full another container of strawberries, and I kind of feel like what I may want to do with this is actually take some strawberries, more strawberries, and just put a little bit of this like on top. And I just feel like it would just be so good. And then we're going to take 2 of these strawberry yogurts, which I had these in my refrigerator, and I wanted to use a bunch of my yogurts up this week because I've been kind of overbuying yogurts. So I had these 2 strawberry in there, so it was perfect. You guys know I was trying to go through my pantry and through my refrigerator and freezer this week to think of meals, so this one actually turned out really good. So I'm just going to stir that up, and you want to make sure you stir it up really well, because that cheesecake, you know, is so gritty that I really had to stir this up quite a bit to do it. Now, the original recipe, she did put pineapple tidbits in there, but I only had the large can of pineapple tidbits instead of like the smaller can. And again, I was trying not to have to buy too many things at the store this week, so instead of opening up an entire can of the pineapple tidbits, I just left it out. But I do think pineapple would be really good in this recipe. But I feel like this, again, this is such a good base recipe, just the cheesecake and the Cool Whip, and you can just change up. We could use blueberries and blueberry yogurt, which I may do that. If I really like this week for dessert, I may do that in another, like in another couple weeks. I might make the blueberry one. I think that would be good as well. So here is the strawberry fluff, and you can see only 66 calories for 1/8 of this and 4 points. And you're getting 4 grams of protein. For a breakfast this week, we are going to make some hash brown egg cups. I saw this actually on TikTok. It just looked super easy, and I don't think I've ever made one quite like this before. So I only had 8 eggs left, so I'm making 8 cups. So that's why you'll see the ingredients that I'm using, and the amounts that I'm using is because I had 8 eggs left, and that's all I had to use. And we have some simply shredded hash browns, which I'm going to weigh out. Now, the recipe called for 4 ounces, but 4 ounces just did not look enough for me. And so I just kind of put it in the bowl and weighed it out until it came up with an amount that looked like a good amount, and it was 5.5 ounces. So literally that's why I came up with that amount. So you can come up with whatever amount that you would like. And then I'm just going to spray I did spray my pan with some olive oil spray, and I'm just going to try to get this. I was trying to kind of weigh it out, but it really was not working out very well. So I started off by putting in, I think it was like it's like 0.6 ounces of a shredded potato in each one. But honestly, you guys, it was just kind of annoying me after a while, so I just tried to put them in as evenly as I could. And I am going to eat 2 of these with breakfast, so I'm going to do 2 for a serving, and they are so low points, you guys. It's like 2 points for 2 of them. It is so low points, and the calories, and you're getting some good protein. But yes, so if you want to weigh these out and be very, very strict about it, that is completely up to you. Just do you. Now, when you get these all into your muffin cups, you're going to put this in a 375-degree oven for 15 minutes before we move on to the rest of the ingredients. Again, when you're putting things in your tracker and you're building recipes, do your own amounts, do your own ingredients. That is going to affect the points. And like I said, I get a lot of questions in my comments, like saying you put your stuff in there, use the exact same ingredients. It could just be I put something in wrong. Or when you are searching for ingredients, if you don't check the nutritional facts on each single one of them. They could be a little bit different. So you just have to do the best that you can do, and just know that I'm not purposely giving you guys wrong information, and it just happens. It just happens sometimes. So I have some of these Jones turkey sausages, which these are really good, by the way. I have not tried these before. They are so good. Now, these kitchen scissors, if anybody says anything, like my husband's like, what are you doing cutting? I said, these are my food only. I keep them in a drawer that he doesn't even know where they're at, because I'm always afraid, was always afraid of the kids and my husband, somebody like using these shears. Like, I have food written all over them on the handle of them, but you know. So we are cutting up these 6 sausages into 4s. So I just cut them in half, then cut each half into half. And then we're just going to put 3 in each of them. Obviously, my math was not mathing today because I was putting 4 in each one and realized I was off and I couldn't figure out. So realized, oh yes, we're putting 3 of the little sausages into each of the 8 egg muffin cups. So anyway, if you do a full dozen, then you're going to want to adjust, but you're just putting 3 little ones in there. So you can figure out the math if you do if you do more than 8 of these. And then I'm just going to put 1 egg in each of these cups. Now, I got this, I know I've had people ask, I got this silicone muffin container off of Amazon. I will try to remember to link it. I will probably forget, but I will try. I'm just saying it right now, and then I'm going right out here to edit my video. So I'm going to try to remember to link it down below, along with all the recipes and a couple other things. So we're just going to go ahead and put 1 egg in each of these. And like I said, I'm going to eat 2 of these. I just think that 2 would probably be enough. And I actually may end up eating them as a snack. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing, because we are going to make one more recipe, and it's another chia seed pudding. I know, big surprise, but I've been loving it. We're also going to add on some of this onion salt from Trader Joe's. You guys know this is like my absolutely favorite seasoning of like all time. I really should have bought more than like 3. I think I bought 3 when we went, and I should just buy a whole bunch more. I should buy as many as they'll let me buy. Now, I am the person I saw this recipe do on TikTok. She kind of broken up her yolk, which I also am doing. Just again, you don't have to, you can leave them just whole, but I kind of wanted them to kind of go across the entire thing. And then this is going to go into the 375-degree oven again for another 15 to 20 minutes, and this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. And don't these look absolutely amazing? So for 2 of them, it's only 233 calories, you guys, and 16 grams of protein. And lastly, we're going to do 1 more blended chia seed pudding. This is going to be a mango dragon fruit. This is kind of a fail. Y'all, look at those. They're not supposed to look that way. Like, I will show you at the end what they were supposed to look like, but it tastes really good. I did try it, and I'm just trying to try different flavors with this, and I like the idea of the blended chia seed pudding. I really liked that last week. So the first thing we're going to do is puree some mango. So I have about 2 cups of frozen mango chunks. I just got them from Walmart, and I'm going to puree that up until it looks about like that. And then we're going to do the same thing we did last week. We're going to do 1.5 cups of the oat milk. Again, you can use unsweetened almond milk, you can use regular milk, you can use whatever you like to use, and we're going to do 1.5 cups. And then we're going to add in some dragon fruit. So just about a cup and a half of dragon fruit. Now, last week, if you watched my What I Eat in a Day video, you saw that I only did 2 servings of this pudding last week, and it should have been 4. I'm going to correct that this week, and we're going to do 4. Now, I am not adding in honey because I think the mango and the dragon fruit is going to be sweet enough, but if you don't think this is going to be sweet enough, add some honey and do about a tablespoon or 2. We're going to blend this up a little bit first, and then we're going to add in our protein powder. Now, my protein powder, 2 scoops is a serving. Look at your protein powder. Whatever you're using, make sure you look to see. So don't add 4 scoops in because I am. You want to look at your protein powder that you use and see how many scoops is a serving. This is the first protein powder I've ever used that 2 scoops is a serving. It really kind of threw me off. So we're going to use 2 servings of the protein powder. And then we're going to do a 1/2 cup of chia seeds. And honestly, you guys, let me know if you want me to still keep showing you these recipes, because I am probably going to make chia seed pudding every single week because I am honestly loving it and loving the extra fiber. And so just let me know. I don't want to be too repetitive. And then once that's all blended up, I am going to weigh it out because I am going to be layering this, well, attempting to layer this. So I want to know how much I need to put in each layer. So I'm just kind of weighing it out. I'm going to divide it by 8 because in each of the 4 cups, I'm going to do 2 different layers of the chia seed pudding part. But you already see how thick it is. And again, it doesn't have that gelatinous, you know, texture, which it doesn't bother me, but I know a lot of people that bothers them. So I'm just going to kind of weigh it out. And you guys, this stuff was so thick. It really started thickening up. So I'm just trying to do like an 1/8 of the entire batch in the first layer here, which it was kind of hard to do, but it worked. I got these ones, these cups at, well, I got the 2 textured ones at Marshall's. These 2 plain like cups here, I got those at Dollar General. And then I'm going to do a half of a serving of the vanilla Dandelion Fit yogurt in this layer, which I didn't have quite enough yogurt to do all that I wanted to do. This was left over from last week, so I didn't have quite enough, but so far the layering looks good. So I went ahead and did all 4 of them. We have all 4 with the first 2 layers, and then we're going to do a layer of mango puree. And this is such a pretty color, isn't it? Wait till you see though, you guys. This is like one of those Pinterest winter fails. I don't know if you guys have been around my channel a lot, but I used to do Pinterest winter fail videos where I would find a recipe on Pinterest, try to recreate it, and I would tell you whether or not it actually worked for one and how it turned out looking like, which this is probably just me. You guys know I'm not a baker. I don't bake for certain reasons, most of it because I have no patience. So I feel like this takes a little bit of patience that I don't have. So we put mango puree in each one of them, and then we need to put our other half of our chia seed pudding on top. Now these got super, super full. As you can tell, the 2 glass jars I got at Dollar General, they are the same height, but they're wider, and so they do hold more. And so I'm hoping my Dollar General has more of these, because I think I may just go down and buy, because they were only $3 a piece, where I spent like, I think $6.99 for these 2, which is, so it's not bad. It's about the same price. But I think I'm definitely going to go down and see if they have more. But my Dollar General is not very stocked up, so probably not. So we're just going to put the chia seed pudding in the rest of these. Again, I was kind of struggling getting it to look nice. And my dragon fruit is not very bright either. And I don't know if it's because I added in the vanilla protein powder, because in the recipe that I'll show you the picture you're going to see, it is super, super bright pink. And as you saw, when I first blended it, it was really bright pink. So I think it was just adding in that extra protein powder, I think, is kind of what messed it up. Now, because I didn't get perfect measurements of the chia seed pudding and of the yogurt, because it was kind of off, like I couldn't fit everything in there because of the jars, the points and calories and all that you see at the end is going to be on the higher end, as if I was able to use all of the ingredients in the jars. Like I was able to use the full serving of the Greek yogurt and the full chia seed serving. I'm just going to do that as if. And so the serving is probably going to be a little bit off on the calories, but it's going to be on the higher end. So then at least I'm not like, I'm overestimating rather than underestimating. But at this point, I started getting a little impatient. So I started thinking, okay, these are not looking pretty. It's making a mess. I probably, maybe if I would have waited and I would have let the chia seed pudding maybe set up a little bit more, then maybe it would have done a little bit better, but I don't know. I honestly just think that it's just the difference of, you know, if somebody's patience, I don't know. Then I'm going to top it off with the mango puree on top, which this is probably my favorite part of it. It tastes really good, and it's just so pretty. Like, that is like the best color ever, I feel like. But I think overall these turned out really good. The two texture jars, I couldn't get the lids on them, so I actually ended up putting a paper bag on top of those. So I'll probably eat those a couple days when I work from home. But here is the final product, and you'll see the points and calories here on the screen. So you guys, that is everything for this week's meal prep. Again, check out that description box for links to all kinds of things down there, the recipes, and I'll link down my so a couple of like options for jars and whatnot. But as always, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.